Mr. Prasad.
Arnab, I have great personal regard for Mr. Manish Tewari for his sterling eloquence, but I think going into the opposition is also having its impact on him. I was the first Mr. Manish Tewari as the spokesperson of the government to say on the very first day on which we announced the setting of a SIT for black money, which you kept pending for 4 years, to unearth the black money, that Article 370, the government will come to respond in a structured way. I know your desperation, raising all these issues, all major decisions, the Jan Dhan Yojana, the budget, the financial inclusion, the digital India, the security of India, the firmness to not to have a dialogue with Pakistan once they sought to invite the Hurriyat, the way Prime Minister firmly handled China as far as expansionism is concerned, all are decisions taken at the political level. Therefore, I don't grudge your desperation, but what you have said is factually completely incorrect. That's what I'd like to highlight.
No, what he's talking about Nagpur. Why are you avoiding a direct response on the issue of Nagpur?
I have heard a filibuster. I have not heard an answer.
Arnab, could we keep on only going question and answer?
I have not heard an answer, Mr. Goswami. I have heard a filibuster.
If no, Mr. Manish Tewari has to set the agenda, I said that I include Nagpur also. Yes, RSS is a nationalistic body. We are proud of that. But if he is saying that they are dictating the governance, it is factually wrong and completely incorrect.
No, you
and
see,
this has been explained even by the RSS
Mr. Prasad.
level.
No, Mr. Prasad, one of their charges, charge number 5, Mr. Tewari, 1 minute, is on the issue of saffronization and communalism. And they make some very serious charges on that. My question to you is, sir, the Prime Minister has asked for a moratorium of violence, but there is no clear comment of the increasing number of incidents of communal violence. Instead of taking action against people like Sangeet Som, the government has decided to go ahead and give him Z+ security. It is not comforting that Yogi Adityanath has led the BJP's debate on communal violence, nor does it inspire much confidence that the same man is the face of your electoral campaign in Uttar Pradesh. You know, sir, Mr. Prasad, the kind of comments that Yogi Adityanath is known to give and have. They somehow don't fall in line with the whole philosophy of India first that you spoke about. I'd like a clear answer from you on that before I let the Congress party in on that charge.
Goswami, the declaration of the Prime Minister from the ramparts of Red Fort was very evident. All strife, tension on caste, on creed, on ideology, on left wing must be stopped. People must be given the right to do so. And BJP is in power in so many states. Mr. Modi was the Chief Minister for 14 years. And you have seen the kind of growth, everything which happened there. That debate we had ad nauseum, and I don't want to revert to that. The case of Shivraj Singh Chauhan, the case of Raman Singh, Vasundhara Raje, many others. UP is a different ballgame altogether.
Why?
I have my limitations, Arnab Goswami, because now I'm a minister. Yes, let me complete. The way the ruling dispensation have given a clear signal of discrimination in administration is creating divide, is creating strife. And Congress party, which drew zero in so many states, including in Uttar Pradesh, to Madhya Pradesh, to Himachal, to Punjab, to Maharashtra, to Delhi, to whatnot, today is trying to foment that. That is my charge. If any particular one has been given a special security because of local reasons of sensitivity or tension, that is a different ballgame altogether. But our position is indeed very clear. We want justice for all, appeasement of none. And that
why
we follow.
Does your government not speak? No, sir. No, what? Okay, Mr. Prasad, Manish Tewari may want to come in, but the question was this: why does your government not speak when it says we are not a Hindu nation? Or when Yogi Adityanath is found making comments on love jihad. You see, at the end of the day, sir, economic progress and social unity must go hand in hand. That is one area where questions are being. I'm sure you realize it, the gravity of this issue. Because I don't want to get caught into the debate. Manish Tewari wanted to come back. Yes. He wanted to come back on the subject to you. I don't think he's convinced, and he has a right to come back.
Arnab,
he will never be convinced. He will never be convinced.
I just wanted to say, I just wanted to say that it is not the Congress party which raised the issue of bikinis. It is not the Congress party which raised the issue of beaches. It is not the Congress party which made statements with regard to Hindu Rashtra. It's not the Congress party whose MPs went around saying that if the demographics of a particular district are in a particular manner, the incidents of communal violence would be more. So therefore, there seems to be a well thought out, orchestrated agenda in which I'm not saying the government is complicit, but the government seems to be patronizing it. And unfortunately, what you've seen unfold is a situation whereby you have a level of insecurity whereby communities are almost head to head. And if this government believes in growth, if this government believes in progress,
okay, rebut. No, I'm allowing the rebut. No, I allowed you the rebut. I think, Mr. Tewari, while you are on that point, I let Ravi Shankar Prasad with a rebut. We have to go to the issue of black money after this. Yes, Mr. Prasad.
Arnab, first of all, let not Mr. Manish Tewari hijack this whole debate to make it a polarized debate. I know he's uncomfortable, and I've always said that BJP has won this 282, the highest in its history, also because of young Muslims also in some measure have supported us. Don't forget, we have got 9 Catholic MLAs in Goa. So many people in Northeast, from Meghalaya to Nagaland to Mizoram have voted to us. I have campaigned extensively there for the last so many years. Therefore, they are jittery. We understand that. And they have nothing to offer. That's the problem. But let me tell Arnab Goswami, my good friend, and through you to the young people of India. India has travelled beyond this secular communal divide and this vote bank phony politics they are trying to highlight again. That is the only thing they always have to say. Yes, security must be there, but India has travelled much beyond what Modi said. Democracy and demography and demand and dividend. Aspirational India. But my friend Manish Tewari or people like others have not understood this great aspiration. It is reflected in the outstanding election result, and we will perform and will continue to have their trust.
Why do you keep, Mr. Tewari, before I move to the next point, I must say, ask you, Ravi Shankar, why do you keep, in your interventions, keep talking about the bitterness of the Congress party? Do you really feel, Mr. Prasad, that every single aspect of criticism that you had towards the Congress party when they were in power was as a result of your bitterness of being in the opposition? Do you believe that's a substantial enough response to give, sir? Because at least 4 or 5 times you talk about how bitter they are at their loss. Why are you doing this to just provoke Mr. Tewari? Or do you believe so?
Let me tell you, I'm very grateful you have asked that question. Not the least bitter. My leader, the Prime Minister, told on the floor of the House, I am going to walk the extra mile even for a party which does not have a member of Parliament. But yes, Congress party must learn to be reconciled. They are no more in power. The people have rejected them lock, stock and barrel. If I
You don't think they know that already?
Have patience. Allow us to make some mistake. We will not make any mistake.
Goswami,
there is no
Mr.
corruption.
Goswami.
But allow us to work. Being so much impatient, I fail to understand.
Mr. Goswami.
Yes,
Mr. Goswami,
go ahead. 5 minutes on the debate.
That's really rich. That's really rich, coming from a party which had very eloquently stated that disruption is a legitimate parliamentary tactic. A party which washed out parliament session after parliament session, sacrificed it on the altar of parties and politics. And now they are saying, let us work. Of course, we are playing the role of a constructive opposition. That is why you had such a fantastic parliament session. So to lay this charge on the door of the opposition that they are not allowing you to work is possibly the greatest acknowledgement of the governance bankruptcy of this government, unfortunately, by esteemed friend Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad.
Sorry. I am not saying you are not allowed to work.
I am not interrupting you, Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad, at all.
But criticize substantively. Criticize substantively. Not criticism for the sake of criticism. And
by the way, as we are entering into the last point on this debate, I request the entire audience watching this Newshour debate tonight between minister versus former minister, and both have held, by the way, at different points of time, the portfolios of information and broadcasting. Now, by the way, you can tweet and tell us who, in your view, is going to be winning this debate. Our lines are open. That is Ravi versus Manish is the hashtag. You can tweet and tell us what you think about how both sides are doing. Now, my last question tonight is on the charge of black money.
Goswami.
No, there's no Arnab Goswami in this. Manish Tewari, I mean, you know what's rich. I'll tell you what's rich. I'll tell you, I'm happy to see Ravi Shankar Prasad smile tonight. I'm happy to see you smile tonight because sometimes Mr. Prasad gets so angry in the course of the debate, and so do you, that it's good to get a few laughs. Now, but what makes me laugh, and don't take it otherwise,
Arnab, we have learned something from you. Arnab, we have learned something from you also.
Yes. Oh, Mr. Prasad, I should let my hair down more often, shouldn't I? No. You know what's rich. You know what's rich. What is rich is the Congress party making an accusation on the issue of black money. That is rich. What makes me laugh is the Congress party lecturing a 100-day-old government on the issue of black money. They say they had promised to bring black money back. It has been 100 days that they have not been able to bring back 85 rupees. How many rupees did you bring back? I mean, Mr. Tewari, not only should you take that back, maybe you should apologize for raising the issue in the first place, because the highest court of this country had asked the UPA government whether it was quote-unquote sleeping on the issue of black money. And it recently noted that the Modi government had made progress on the black money front. How could you get it so completely wrong on an issue in a press conference where you were supposed to do your research before coming out today? No, I'll allow you, but I know your convictions are not going to be there with whatever you say now.
Well, the difficulty with you these days, my dear friend, is that you pass judgment even before the argument is held. So therefore, the argument is made. So therefore, don't play judge, jury and prosecutor. So therefore, don't play judge, jury and prosecutor, and then allow me to respond to your question. If there is one government which actually worked with conviction on the issue of black money, it was the UPA government. And that is testified by the fact that 77 dual taxation. No.
Please.
Well, allow me to at least complete the argument before you burst into splits. Allow me to complete the argument. 77 dual taxation agreements with different countries were signed. Tax information exchange agreements with a large number of tax havens were put into place. In addition to that, the entire Egmont process, was fast-tracked, and India became a member of that. So the entire foundation for recovering black money was laid by the UPA government. The people who waxed eloquent about UPA, about black money. In fact, I remember replying to an adjournment motion moved by Mr. L.K. Advani in the Lok Sabha on the question of black money. Unfortunately, in the first 100 days, have done precious little. What did you do, Mr. Tiwari?
And what did you do, Mr. Tiwari? Today you say, no, Mr. Tiwari, and what did you do?
After waxing eloquent about it for 5 years.
You say today they formed an SIT. What has the SIT done? Should we not ask? Should we not ask whether you tried to block an SIT? Should we not ask what happened in the Hassan Ali case? Should we not ask what the Supreme Court had said at that period, where it said that you claimed...
Should we not ask that the SIT was formed by the Supreme Court?
Should we not ask why the Supreme Court
was formed by the Supreme Court?
Should we not ask why the Supreme Court?
In the Hassan Ali case, if there is evidence available, let the government bring the evidence out.
You know what happens? Mr. Tiwari, I know that one of the jobs of a lawyer...
They have a government now in office. They can pursue all the leads. They can pursue all the issues which they have raised.
I'll get Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad
take it to a logical conclusion. But on the question of black money, Mr. Goswami, may I respectfully ask that what is the substantive progress in the last 100 days?
Right. Now, I don't know. You know what you did? Your government spent all its time making silly committee after silly committee and come with an even more silly solution of appointing an envoy of black money. I mean, come on, Mr. Tiwari. And by the way, I know that good lawyers are supposed to justify the unjustifiable and defend the indefensible. But you forget that the Supreme Court asked you. The Supreme Court asked you why things were being kept secret. The Supreme Court asked you why names were not being given, Mr. Tiwari.
Please enlighten the nation, Mr. Goswami. Goswami as to what has happened on the question of black money in the last 100 days.
I am talking about what you did and your moral stance in asking the government questions in 100 days, when for 10 years before that you dragged your feet and did nothing.
If you want to have a debate on what we did on the question of the black money,
do you have the moral stance to do so?
We'll have a full debate on what we did in the last 5 years. And
all right. Ravi Shankar Prasad.
Arnab, I think, where are we going? You are a very, almost the top anchor of India, and your channel is an important channel of the country. The most important, if I can say, with compliments to you, Arnab, in which you have played a good role. We need to be a little serious while talking on this issue. The very first cabinet meeting, the SIT was constituted, headed by a retired judge of impeccable integrity and other judges, and giving it the highest support of Director RAW, Director IB, Director CBI and Custom Board Chairman and others, Revenue Intelligence. And how many years they dragged on or no? Do I need to tell that? The Supreme, yes, Mr. Tewari is right. But the notification and the pursuing of the process was to be done by the government, including placing senior officers. They did not do for so many years in spite of the Supreme Court reminding about that. On the contrary, they kept on seeking review, clarifications against the judgment of Supreme Court that this whole SIT will impede upon policy making and governance.
Yes, you did,
that
Mr.
is their stand. And you rightly stated that they did so because once black money would have been opened up, there were a lot of skeleton inside their cupboard. But that is a different matter. Now, SIT was constituted for black money on the very first cabinet meeting, which I had the privilege and honors to announce. Other processes are going on. They have already met. A lot of information is being collected. At diplomatic level, coordination is being done. And this double taxation avoidance agreement, it is being worked out. The way Arnab Goswami, we had occasion to talk about it. You may know that the whole UN record on good governance, etc., on this whole international campaign against corruption was signed when? Do I need to recall that? And follow-up action taken when? Therefore, these are important issues which we cannot overlook. Here our government is very much on the track. We are doing it. And let me tell you, it is our commitment. We shall follow it.
The debate.
Instead of being unnecessary. Yes.
Closing the debate.
May I, Mr. Goswami, just make one? May I, Mr. Goswami, just make one point? When
Then
the BJP was in the opposition, they used to regularly say, "Please release the names. Please release the names."
So, Mr. Tiwari, Mr. Tiwari, on the issue of black money, no, Mr. Tiwari.
From Switzerland, from Liechtenstein.
Mr. Tiwari, sometimes you see.
Why don't you release the names?
Mr. Tiwari.
Why doesn't this government release the names that it has received?
Mr. Tiwari, sometimes what happens...
The swan song of the BJP used to be, Mr. Goswami,
Mr. Tiwari, you're a very sincere person.
Please release the names of those people that you have received from Switzerland, from Liechtenstein and other countries.
Okay, so
I would like to reverse the charge and ask this government that they have received names as they have admitted in the last 100 days. Why don't they release those names?
Yes. It will be done, Mr. Tiwari. Why you are so desperate? Come on. Nice to see Mr. Manish Tewari becoming a convert.
I am not desperate. If I am asking a question which is inconvenient to the BJP, why are you getting embarrassed in turning red?
I am not the least. Manish, I am only telling you as a friend.
Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad, all I am saying is, please walk the talk.
Mr. Prasad, Mr. Prasad.
What you said in the opposition, implemented in government.
1 minute. Mr. Prasad, March 2011, sorry, extending the debate by just 2 minutes. March 2011, when the Supreme Court said, why was the government sleeping all these days? They said, you have claimed privilege, and they asked the UPA government, you have claimed privilege about certain persons and said, you cannot disclose the names. Why are things being kept secret? Let the people of this country know what is happening. And Mr. Prasad, leaders like you from the BJP came and applauded what the Supreme Court said. Release the names.
Yes,
so today you can't get away by saying it will be done. Why are you in a hurry? The same question.
I'm not the least or no. Please don't misunderstand me. Don't misunderstand me or no. Sorry, our commitment remains there. It will be done. That's all I can tell you.
Okay. Who do you think won this debate? In any case, I'm happy both sides participated. Ravi Shankar Prasad and Manish Tewari. on the 100-day versus debate on the Newshour tonight. Thank you very much for joining me this evening. Thank you, gentlemen.